Surely that's got to be it. This cannot continue. This regime is well and truly over. I don't care whether they're still at the helm. All semblance of hope has vanished. Protest or not, action taken by Blue Coat or not. This club is in disarray. This club, Chelsea Football Club, is officially in crisis management. The audacity, the sheer audacity of Liam Rosenior to question the idea that players might be losing faith. When I could pull one player out of yesterday's lineup as having a solid game, as actually being able to hold his head up after that 90 minutes. A terrible showing again from Chelsea. A situation we've become all too accustomed to in the last couple of months. I still can't believe that less than a year ago, this Chelsea side were on top of the world as world champions, winners of the Club World Cup, European champions to an extent, European silverware added to the cabinet under Enzo Maresca, and to think how far and how fast we have backtracked, how quickly we have gone back to square one is genuinely depressing. It's no longer frustrating. It's not annoying. It's depressing for us Chelsea fans all across the world. And to those of us that have to go to the bridge, or not have to, but those of us that go to the bridge and then have to endure that 90 minutes of that every single week. Absolutely unacceptable. An abomination of a performance from 9 or 10 of those individuals. As I said, there was one player I think I could pull out and praise yesterday, Jorrel Hato, who I think has been superb in the last couple of weeks. I think he's really pulled out some solid performances, really adapted well in a really difficult trying time. But there are some glaring issues, and we're going to get immediately into them. Before we do, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I know there's been a little bit of a hiatus. My last live match reaction was the Everton game where I just said, sack them all. Nothing's changed. Sentiment is still the same. It's a very trying time to be a Chelsea fan, as it has been for the last 3, 4, 5 years now. Ever since COVID started, ever since Uncle Roman left, it has just been a downward spiral with no light at the end of the tunnel. It's like Ange Postecoglou said last season. Every time we look up and we think we see a light at the end of the tunnel, it's an oncoming train. Every single time. A couple of months ago, I was saying 1 step forward, 2 steps back. We're not even taking steps forward anymore. Liam Rosenior has lost 4 games, 4 consecutive Premier League games, without scoring a single goal. That is the first time, I believe, since 1998, the first time in almost 30 years, Chelsea have lost 4 consecutive games in the Premier League without scoring a goal. And since Rosenior took over in January, he has only beaten 2 Premier League opposition. One of them already relegated Wolves, and one of them Aston Villa, which in hindsight, it looked like it was a fantastic performance. We thought it was a turning point. It was a great result, great performance, the start of something new. In hindsight, it is looking increasingly like a blip on the radar. It is looking like the anomaly, because we've gone up against teams like Man City, Arsenal, Manchester United, teams that we consider our peers, teams that we consider on our level in terms of what we should be challenging for. And yet we're getting drubbed. We're getting dunked on by a 19-year-old centre-half who started, 8-9 games this season? Aiden Heaven. And you know what? I've got to give props. Aiden Heaven was sublime yesterday. Man of the match. Superb performance for the 19-year-old. But to have him dunking on Liam Delap like that. I know Delap hit the bar in the second half with that header. And he did liven up a little bit in the second half, but not nearly enough of a problem. And I said before the game to a lot of Chelsea fans, I was very concerned. I thought we would lose yesterday. Man United, more often than not, we lose against. They are a banana skin of a team for us to play. And with their centre-back situation, their injury problems, it was looking like everything was stacked up against them. And from experience, we know It's not normally how it works when you go up against Chelsea. The more you have going against you, the more likely you are to come to the bridge and win. And to have such a lackluster showing, I mean, I know we created a few chances. I think we actually played some all right stuff in the first half. Massive shame that Esteval came off because he started the game, looked bright, had that, one opportunity on his left side, then had the second one on his right. Had he not, pulled his hamstring there, who knows? He might have actually, scored that. But just our luck, curses be upon him. 13 minutes in, we lose our best attacker. After losing João Pedro to a minor thigh injury in midweek. It is just one in, one out at the moment with these Chelsea attackers. And the fact that we are having to bring on Alejandro Garnacho, I'm not going to talk too much about it because genuinely I feel like I've got to hold my tongue because he infuriates me like no other player infuriates me. This is a player, I said time and again, was not good enough, was not the standard that we needed for this club. Wouldn't have been the worst 40 mil that we could have spent, but it was going to be up there. He was never going to get into the team, was never going to contribute anything. The way he left Man United should tell you everything you need to know, and the way he is hated up and down the country. Not just because he is a bang average player, if that. I mean, that's being generous to call him bang average. But it's the attitude, it's the ego that comes with the lack of talent, the lack of application. I mean, yesterday he looked petrified. He looked terrified of having to... The prospect of having to go 1v1 against a fullback, let alone take him on. He looked genuinely mortified that he was out there on the wing having to create chances. Every time he went backwards, very, very little created from Garnacho in a situation where you would hope, you know what, you're up against your old team, you know you're going to get booed louder than anyone else. This is where you have the biggest point to prove. If you're going to do it, at any point, if it's going to, if your Chelsea career is going to snap into action, when better than against Manchester United at the Bridge, you get the Chelsea fans on side, you solidify yourself as a Chelsea player. But no, I was under no illusions. I wasn't expecting anything. But he has got to go. He is one of many players who has got to go in the summer. As a priority, he needs to leave because Jesse Derry, Ryan Kavuma-McQueen, just two players that spring to mind that should be getting minutes over Alejandro Garnacho. We have so much talent in the youth ranks. So, the under-21s paraded their PL2 trophy before the game yesterday. Why were none of those players involved? Shin Mayuka, 24 goals this season from 24 games. Why is he not in the squad? Why are we, trial and error in Liam Delap again and again and again when it's just not working? Try something different. I genuinely do not understand and at times recognise this side. Because, yes, we created a couple of opportunities. Enzo Fernandez in the first half. Like I said, Delap hit the bar. Esteval early on. Caicedo with a close shot. But we didn't create nearly enough, against a depleted Manchester United side. Not nearly enough. And yet again, we shoot ourselves in the foot. Liam Rosenior can come out after and say, they are one shot on target. It's the one moment where we're down to 10 men and, there's a restart in play. Whatever excuse you want to give, it's not good enough. Whether there are 10 players on the pitch or 9, there was only three Man United players in the box and there were more Chelsea players than Man United players in the box. So why was someone not tracking Mateus Cunha? Probably their most dangerous attacker or second most after Mbeumo. A threat whenever he gets near the box. Why are we not tracking him? It is basic stuff. It's been basic stuff for the longest. Set pieces again, marking defensively, can't beat the first man going forward. Simple man-to-man, goal side marking in the box, tracking your runs. I just don't understand. My main gripe at the moment is we have very, very little to lose. We've got everything to play for in terms of European spots. it's looking incredibly unlikely, but Champions League places, there is still everything to play for with 5 games left of this season. And yet, this Chelsea side looks scared. Apprehensive is not the right word. We look terrified to go forward. We look scared to go into the opposition box. We look afraid to try anything, and we know we're going to concede. So why don't we just go out there and try and outscore them? We know we're not going to keep a shutout. What is it? No clean sheets in our last 12 now. Actually, let's do a little bit of stats because I collated some stats. In the last 8 games, we have won just 2. Both in the Cup and both against lower league opposition in Championship Wrexham and at bottom of League One, Port Vale. Since taking over, Liam Rosenior has beaten Premier League opposition just twice in his first league game in charge, so Maresca's team versus bottom of the table Wolves, and a 4-1 win over Aston Villa, which, as I said, seemed impressive at the time, but now seems like a blip. Mamadou Sarr has played a grand total of 89 minutes in the Premier League since we cut short his loan deal. He was captain at Strasbourg. He was developing incredibly well. He was a firm fan favourite over there. Rock at the centre of defence. And yet we're making 3 defensive like-for-like subs yesterday, 1-0, and he's not even considered. I don't understand how we've cocked so much up in such a short space of time. As I've said, it has been incredibly quick, the way in which we have backtracked to stage 1. Literally to the first point on the board. I don't think this Chelsea side can regress any further. It's genuinely terrifying to think that, I mean, we all know that the Premier League is tight. The league table is incredibly tight. We could finish, I mean, we could, I think we're 3 points ahead of 12th. So as of next week, as of Tuesday, we could be 12th if Fulham win. Let me just put something in perspective very quickly. Mathematically speaking, we could finish below Leeds. We have 5 games left, 15 points. You know what? If West Ham win their final 6 games, which is incredibly unlikely, but if West Ham finish their final 6 games and win all 6, mathematically speaking, they could finish above Chelsea. I think the fact that we are still 6th somehow, and the fact that other teams are having awful seasons, is taking a bit of a shine off how bad this is. Mathematically speaking, we could have as poor a season as West Ham, Forest, and granted, it would have to be a superb final couple of months for them. But if Tottenham won their final 5 games, right, which is very doable for a Tottenham side, who also play us, and I am calling it now, they will beat us at the Bridge, 100%. Tottenham could finish the season on 46 points. We're currently on 48. We could finish the season 2 points more than Tottenham. 40 used to be the threshold for staying up. We're on 48 points with 5 remaining. We could finish with a maximum of 63 points. Do you know how disgraceful that is as a points tally? I genuinely feel ashamed, embarrassed to be a Chelsea fan at this point. It is incredibly difficult to get on here and put content out, but you got to do what you got to do, and we do it for the love of the game. And I really do hope that, the protest yesterday, which seemed like it went down very well, got a lot of eyes on it, got a lot of media coverage, a lot more than the previous attempts. Look, I hope the owners hear the message loud and clear. They are not wanted here. What they are doing to this football club is poisoning the well that we are all drinking from. And they are fully aware of what they are doing. And they are fully aware of how against it we all are. And how much we all think it is completely the wrong thing to do. But yet they persevere, yet they still crack on. And I don't know what there is to do, because against a financial conglomerate like that, you're never going to unite 500 million Chelsea fans worldwide. There's never going to be a boycott of the level, match going tickets. There's never going to be a boycott that puts a dent in their pockets. And realistically, if people don't go, tourists will go, people will take the hospitality seats. I just don't see that as a feasible way to protest or to push back. Because at the end of the day, and this is one of the main reasons why I am still a match-going fan and why I still go there, sing my loudest and give my all. I'm there to support the team. I'm not there to support Bowley and Co. I'm there to support the team. And I'm very aware of how much of a factor the atmosphere plays. And that is why I try and contribute. But I get it, man. Yesterday, I'm sitting next to, 50, 60, 70-year-old blokes who are just, they're just sitting there with their heads in their hands. And at certain times, I could see the funny side of things. But more often than not, I was like, is this what my life is going to be like for the next 30, 40 years? Is this what I have to look forward to? Because if I have to go through this for any more than 6 more months, I mean, I can't see myself, consistently going to Chelsea again next season. I can't see myself forking 70 quid every single week, plus train fare, plus beers, plus whatever else I've got to pay for. I can't see myself doing that every single weekend if that is what we are pulling out. If those performances, if that is the level at which we are playing or aspiring to, nuke the club. I don't know what we need to do to get ourselves involved in this war, but somebody throw Egbali under the bus at this point. Somebody say there are tunnels underneath Stamford Bridge. Somebody give somebody a reason to bomb it. Just raise the fucking place to the ground. Say, unfortunately, we can't play any more games until the stadium's rebuilt. Yeah. I don't know. Am I being too harsh? Is there a solution? If so, please let me know in the comments, because I am at my wit's end. I genuinely have no more answers. I don't know. I don't get it. I think Brighton on Tuesday is going to be miserable. Leeds next weekend. I haven't got much hope for that. I mean, look, our entire season at this point is resting on that FA Cup. Even if we win the trophy, it's not going to paper over the cracks. But if we don't, this might go down as a worse season than Graham Potter. It might go down as the worst season since Clearlake and Co took over. To go from the highs of last August, under Enzo Maresca, and looking how far he took this team in 18 months. And I know the Enzo Maresca revisionism is coming out. I was always a big, big fan of Enzo Maresca, was fuming when he got sacked. A lot of people said, no, he's not good enough. I bet you'd take him back now, wouldn't you? You'd take him back now in a heartbeat. I can guarantee that. But anyway, how many games has Liam Rosenior got left? Let me know in the comments. Does he need to go before the semi-final? If we lose against Brighton, does he need to go before the semi-final? I wouldn't mind the little new manager bounce. Get him out, get someone in the summer, give it Callum McFarlane until the end of the season. Yeah, it is what it is at this point. But anyway, make sure to continue supporting the channel. Obviously, last couple of weeks, as I said, it's been a bit of a hiatus, moved situation. So, yeah, fingers crossed, content's going to be nice and steady from now on. Either way, keep up to date with everything on the Instagram, at twobluespodcast. Until then, like I said, make sure to like, subscribe. Loan Watch coming next week. Plenty of youth content on the way. Congratulations to the under-21s for winning the Premier League 2 and the under-18s top of the under-18 Premier League as well. So you're going to be getting Premier League 2 content from us, or should I say, Premier League 2 playoff content from us, as Chelsea are playing Middlesbrough in the round of 16. That will be announced, date, time, etc. in the coming weeks. So we'll do some sort of content for that here. And the under-18s as well. Absolutely flying at the moment. That's probably the only positive thing I can speak about at Chelsea at the moment, which is why I've been focusing so heavily on the academy of late. But to stay up to date with all of the latest Chelsea first team, academy, loan, if it's got anything to do with Chelsea, we cover it on this channel. Make sure to stay tapped in. And until next time, up the Chels.